Okay, I'm back from spray painting everything the blue. The last time you saw the models, I had resprayed the deck of the trailer with another coat of white after I had it sanded off because I had those fish eyes because I hadn't cleaned it well enough. So I had sprayed it with the white. Then I went back and I airbrushed it with the Createx Pearlized Blue. And let me show you how it came out. So here is the tandems. You can see how this is. Let's come around the side. What I did was I sprayed it with the blue, let it sit for, I don't know, about a day or so, maybe 2 days. Hit it with the hairdryer, medium fan speed on hot to cross-link this paint. Like I said, if you go on their website, this paint needs heat to bond itself. And then I came back about a week later and I hit it with a coat of, I had a can of Rust-Oleum gloss, and I went over that with I guess about 2 coats, with just a few minutes between the coats. I had masked off the mud flaps. Now this is, remember, I primed this with Rust-Oleum, so I had it in primer gray, sprayed it with the white, then I masked this, and I was going to come back now and paint these flat black by hand. But I'm going to leave them white. I like the way the white came out and the contrast, so I'm just going to put the decal on this for the trailer on the white mud flaps. I'm happy with that. I had a slight little bit of bleed through here because I had to mask this after it was already glued on the tandem, so I may or may not come in with a little bit of white and just touch that up. So this is ready to go, and what I want to do is show you the trailer and where we are with that. Okay. So here is the trailer. Now, remember we had some fish eyes up in the front here that I had to strip off as well. So this is all a little bit glossy there, but this came out nice. I had a little scuff here on the pad, but I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to worry about that. I was trying to... it's a little bit difficult painting this because there's so many different angles, and I had put this on a block or something and it slipped, but that's alright. I'm not worried about that. But everything else came out nice. Again, I sprayed with the blue and then I cleared. What I wound up doing is I did the top half first and the side rails. Came back, hit that with the hairdryer. Then I cleared over the top of this, so this way when I flipped this over and had it sitting on a little wood block, I wouldn't mar the paint because I had the clear coat to to give it that hard shell. And you really can't tell too much, but in a couple spots when this was still a little wet, I was holding it with one hand, spraying with the other to try and get all the different angles, and then when that dried I came back and filled in a couple of spots where my hand was and there wasn't any white. But this is the trailer, so this is again, this is clear coated. You can see the back here so much, so I got to come back in and paint the lenses and see if I can paint the Fruhoff red. We'll see how that goes. But what I wanted to show you is way back when I masked off the simulated wood deck because I'm going to come in and brush paint this a wood color. Right now, since I have we have probably 2 coats of the blue, 2 coats of the clear, I don't want to just peel this paint off. I'm sorry, the tape off. The tape has been sitting on here for weeks, right? So let me show you how I'm taking this off. Get a brand new single edge razor blade. You can use an X-Acto knife or something like that, but these are cheap. And don't cheap out, even if you have your X-Acto. Put a brand new blade in, because this is not the time to have a dull edge that pulls and then you have a problem. The newer the blade, it's sharp and you use less force. It needs less force to actually cut through. So all I'm going to do is, it's almost self-guiding, but I'm just going to come through and lightly score back down around this decking before I try and peel the tape off. So let me show you that. And you can see there's a little bit of slight bleed through on the front. I mean, that's just the way the decking is. But because I'm coming back and I'm hand brushing this, it's going to be fine. Alright, so here we go. And just take your time. It goes quick. Because you don't want to, if you're pushing hard, and I'm not like feather, I mean, I have a little bit of pressure here, right? But if you try and go fast and it jumps out of the groove, you can cut the center pieces, the simulated metal piece of the deck, and then, it's going to be difficult to deal with that because you can have a scar mark on it. But this is it. I'm just breaking that layer because I know that, there's not only the color coats, but the primer is also across this, so it's really important to cut this and get a good clean line. If you feel binding a little bit, just stop and reset. Right? Maybe I'm going to flip over the blade here, get the sharper edge. See, a little bit of a trouble spot here, so just work it slow. And that might be a little bit more glue build up there or whatever, right? And we'll probably see this when we peel it back. It's probably, if I mess up the cut, it's going to show up here. But I can feel this side's a little thicker because there's more drag on the blade coming through. Let me just check that the blade's clean. Blade's clean. And I don't want to get my fingerprints all over the deck because I want to come back and paint this. So I'll probably do the cotton swab and do a little alcohol rub on it. So I'll get some rubbing alcohol, dip a Q-tip in it, swab the deck, use the dry side to mop it up quick, and this way I know it's clean. Right, so also make sure you get these ends. Alright, and this one's a little hard to get in here. Okay. Alright. Now what you do is just with the end of the blade, just go in the groove and then lightly pick up and try and get this to start. There she comes. Alright. Now, when you pull the tape back, pull it back over itself. Don't pull up away from the model. Pull parallel to the model. So I'm just with my finger, it's sticky, I'm just rolling it off here to get it started. Alright. Just so I can get it started. And I want to get the whole edge. I don't want to come down here. I want to get the whole edge, and you'll see why in a second. Because then it'll be easier just to pull the tape back on itself. So now I can get a little grip. Alright. Now, and this is just 3M blue painter's tape that I used here, nothing special. Now just keep it, and it's a little hard for you to see here. I'm just pulling it back, I'm just holding the trailer and pulling back slowly across itself. Let it come up. Don't get in a rush. It's just coming right up by itself. And now here's where we're having that little rough spot. You see how it's, pulled away a little bit? So I'm going to stop. Come in here with the razor blade and clean this up. This is actually probably a little bit of paint and not the tape. Alright, I'm going to come in here. There we go. Alright. And just to make it easy to handle, I usually stop, fold this back over itself so I have a better handle. Come back here. And we have a little bit of something going on here. Let's see how this comes up. Oh, it's okay. Little. Okay. All right. And once I paint the deck, I'm going to come back and I'm going to spray it with another coat of gloss, so it'll look like the wood was just varnished. I'm just making this a new trailer, and that'll help reseal these edges that I wound up exposing now since I cut it. Now here I like to just don't go fast off the end, because you don't want to pull the paint off the end. You want to make sure that it's coming off clean, with a clean edge. If it's not, you can stop and try and work it back from this side. So here I'm just going to give myself a little corner, and see that? Alright, so there you go. So there's the deck. You know, you see the contrast, right? It's pretty nice. So I think the wood color is going to make this pretty sharp looking. I have the wheels to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint those spokes the same blue. I'm going to do it by hand. We'll see how that comes out. And so next time you'll see this, I'll have we'll see if I put the decals on it before I show you, but I'm going to paint this, and paint the wheels, put the wheels on the tandem, put the tandem into the trailer. The bumper bars have to get glued on, so I still have some, a decent amount of work, but just wanted to show you that we do have color on it, and we're on the home stretch. Alright, next time.